going big, I'm going large. I'ma level up and I'm shooting for the stars, cause you know I'm going in. I'm going hard, yeah, I'm here to win and I'm here to take it all. I'm going big, I'm going large. I'ma level up and I'm shooting for the stars, cause you know I'm going in. I'm going hard, yeah, I'm here to win and I'm here to take it all. Hey, yeah, I'm going in, yeah, I'm going in. Yeah, I'm going big, yeah, I'm going big. You can show a friend, you can show a friend. You know I gotta win, know I gotta win. Shooting for the stars, yeah, I'm going up.
I want to welcome you to Dream Chasers Radio with me, your host, Yaya Diamond. What's up, peoples? How you doing? It is a great day, and I am telling you, I'm so excited to have this next guest on the show. Not only is he blowing up, but he's blowing up really fast, and it's hard for him to keep up, but we're just going to keep blowing him up. Why not? I'm just going to make him feel really uncomfortable at this moment and let you guys know that he is going big. He is going hard, just like his song, and I want to welcome Via the Great to the show. What's up, bro? How you doing?
What's up, man? I'm feeling great, man. Blessed, got a great team behind me. We're doing a lot of, like you said, big things. That song that you played in the beginning is worldwide right now on the Pizza Hut commercial. So, I'm feeling real blessed right now.
Yo, that's a lot. That's a lot. Pizza. I mean, every time it plays, yo, you get blessed. You get blessed.
Absolutely. Absolutely. From the front end and the back end, good business.
Right. I know that's right. I know that's right. But let's talk about Via the Great before everything like this happened, before all of this hurry up and let's go, 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 go. Yeah. What about the hurry up and wait part?
What do you mean when you are you saying before it got to this point?
Yes.
What I was doing? Well, I started doing music probably when I was about 6 years old. I started choreographed dancing when I was 3 years old. I started tap dancing and I was in jazz dance choreograph. After that, my grandma always, she always was in music and she played at the church. She taught at the church how to sing, how to play piano. So, about 7 years old, my grandma got me a little Casio keyboard. I was already making beats with my feet, playing, doing choreographed dancing. So once I got that keyboard in my hand, it was like I already knew what I was doing with it. So from then I was, kind of producing my own music without rapping or without really I was just playing the keyboard, making melodies. By the time I got about 13 years old, I started doing local underground shows here where I'm from in Bay City, Michigan. And I actually wasn't even supposed to be in those shows. These were 21 and up bars and different dives and things like that. I opened up for an artist there, and from there, he said, "Hey, man, do you have a studio? Do you go to a studio, man? Your music is dope, man. You're super young." He said, "Man, you can come to my studio whenever you like to record for free." And I said, "Oh yeah." He said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, where do you live?" He said, "On Franklin Street, Franklin and 11th Street." And I thought about it. This is why it was super destined, because he lived right across the street from me. I said, "My house is right across the street from your house." So he said, "Man, come over as soon as you can." So I started recording over there when I was 14 years old, kind of learned the studio, learned, engineering tricks and recording tricks. And from there, it was, it's a super long story. My journey has been very, very long. I'm trying to kind of put it in, because it could be a 5-hour movie. But I'll kind of take you through, kind of the steps, kind of give you a vague perspective. So from 14, I was doing shows and started making my own beats. By 16 years old, my family moved to Florida. And my sister's boyfriend also did music in Florida. And he invited me also to his studio. And what we did was we recorded a couple songs. And from there, we made a group in Florida. This was in Gainesville, Florida. I was there for about 3 years. That's where I really honed in on my production skills and my recording artist skills. So from doing shows, producing for other artists down there, collaborating, because I was in high school at that time in Gainesville, Florida. I went to Buchholz High School. I was doing talent shows. I had CDs. I was giving out CDs I was the only person in school that had CDs. That I was in from Michigan. Then I had it in my backpack. I actually got in trouble for giving too many CDs out to my classmates. That's how passionate I was at getting my music out. So from there, I moved back. Something happened in Florida with my family, and we moved back here to Bay City, Michigan, where there I was about 18, 19. I bought my first studio equipment. I got a job. I bought my first studio equipment. From there, I started learning how to engineer, honing in on my production, my artists, and my writing, but also learning how to engineer. So I had local artists, come to my studio, and from there I was recording for free. And I built a lot of rapport with the majority of songwriters and artists in my little region, Bay City, Michigan. From there, I started doing my own music because at first I didn't really want to be an artist per se. I wanted to just kind of be a producer. I wanted to kind of stand behind the scenes. But as experimented in the studio, I started getting my music out to different people in Detroit, and I came across the guy 7 General, where he's done stuff. He's a Detroit legend, from Detroit, Michigan. He was in D12 before D12 was D12 and Eminem. They were on the block together, so he had a lot of rapport with D12, Eminem, Royce the 5'9", and a lot of names like that. He asked me to do. I sent him some beats. He said, "Man, I want to do a whole project with you on the hooks," because I was doing hooks on the beats and selling them. And he said, "Yeah, I want you to do my whole project." So I said, "Okay." I went ahead and sent them some more. It turned out to be a full project with 7 General. I ended up going to Detroit to perform with 7 General. And I came across a lot of good people. I made a lot of good relationships with promoters, different artists around there. And I started going back there more and more, kind of getting my name, getting my name there in Detroit, because I knew Detroit was the main city in Michigan. It's not a lot of resources here where I'm, if not in. So from there, I started doing shows and opening up for artists like Royce the 5'9", Mystical, DJ Envy from the Breakfast Club, those guys. So I met a lot of good circles, a lot of good people. From there, I started getting approached by management companies and production companies, and they wanted to kind of do a deal. So I've done, from there, I've done numerous amounts of management deals, production deals. Even from there, I went back to Florida, to Tampa, to sign another production deal for about 2 years, came back. And from there, I just started, building my catalog, building my rapport, and building my network, and my relationships. And from there, I met, like I said, I met a lot of good people. And then I came across a good friend of the family. His name is Vince Berry. I didn't know he was from Bay City, Michigan, like me. He was in LA when he contacted me and said, "Hey man, Be the Great, you're making a lot of noise in your city. I love what you're doing with your group, with your company that you're doing." And he said, "Man, I want to do some type of deal with you, man." So I ended up, doing a good deal with my good friend Vincent Berry. We did a partnership. This was about 4 years ago. We did a partnership, and then from there, he also was known in the music industry. He's done things with Eminem. He signed people to Death Row. He's worked for numerous amounts of different industry labels and publishing companies, and did a lot of things, a lot of good things in the industry. He has his own big story that's connected to mine that will blow you away. A lot of the people that he knows and he has created good relationships and bonds with till this day. And that's what brings me to here, where he connected the dot in LA with, he connected me with a guy named Russell Gaskins. Russell Gaskins at that time was the vice president of A&R department at BMG. So, he started sending me his music. And at first he said, when he was like, "Man, Russell's at BMG. He's a good friend. I think we can kind of do something." So he ended up sending my music to Russell at BMG. BMG or Russell hit him back with, man, I can't really do too much with this. This is you know, he loved my style, but I was more a mainstream artist. I was talking about mainstream things. So he said, you know what, you know, Russell sent Vince's good friend a track and said, let's see what your artist can do with this. So he sent me it, and it was a sync track. I didn't know what sync tracks were at that time. He sent me a song and said, you know, it's going to be placed either in a movie or a video game, and it has to be about this certain subject. And I was like, I didn't really know too much about, you know, music licensing or music behind film or any of that. So I just did it just off the strength of, you know, Vince and Russell being at BMG. Ended up doing the song. I sent it off, and he sent us back a message that said, I'm in the boardroom right now at BMG, and they're loving it. He said, man, let's work. So from there, we started working. We had a 6-month working stage where I started just delivering more and more. And the more that I delivered, the more people at BMG were kind of notified and exposed to the other great. And from there, I ended up getting a publishing deal at BMG. And from there, me and Russell's relationship got even stronger. And from now, we're probably about 25 to 30 placements in from that moment 3 years ago. So that's kind of the story and kind of without the book, vaguely.
My goodness. Congratulations. So literally speaking, it's a hurry up and wait, but it's like you literally took your time. You paid your dues.
Absolutely.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Most people would think that, you know, oh, this is like a big time blow up. He was like, he just came on the scene and look how big he is. No, this has been a while.
A long time. But like I said, it's a very long journey. A lot of people, they really don't know. They see the outer perspective of the music industry and thinks that that's what that is. But in reality, it's just like any career. It's just like any business. You have to build your connections, build your relationship, build your catalog. You know, it's a long journey to get to that point. It's just not all, like I was saying in the beginning, you know, it's not all glitz and glamour. It's really getting down to business and doing what you have to do to be able to expose your brand outside of your region and outside of your state and gaining those relationships, you know, and going through those adversities and hard times, because best believe all those contracts that I signed and all those, you know, those connections weren't always good. But I had to learn from those experiences to be able to be where I'm at today and know. So now I know what a contract looks like. You know, I know what management is. I know what A&R is. I know what a label is. I know, you know, resources and the rights that an artist has over their work. So, you know, and that right now is paying a lot for me now, because now I have my own entertainment company with great individuals and you know, we're really doing, you know, good things, you know, the right way.
Right. Congratulations. It takes a
Absolutely.
lot to get where you're at. And sometimes it
Absolutely.
takes a long time. You know, you may be young, right? But is it, I mean, I don't really see it being an age thing anymore. Back in the day, it used to be like you needed to be 17, you needed to be 20. Because if you were
Right.
like 25, you were too old for the music industry then. 25
Mhm.
was like, okay, you better choose a different, you know, career or whatever. But now I'm seeing people in the acting business getting into movies at 60. You know,
Yeah.
getting into the music industry at 50 because they had their kids first and then they went for it. Why did you have kids? Are you just going through life and just kind of pushing everything all at once? Or are you really truly focused on just the music at this time?
Yeah, no, actually I have 3 kids.
Mm,
I have 3 kids. So I've actually, this is why I work so hard, you know, with it is, you know, I've been a dad for numerous amount of years now. I mean, I'm still young. I had a kid super young when I was 15 years old.
mm,
And I'm 3 in now. So it's definitely difficult to kind of balance those things, because that's a whole nother job in itself. But, you know, that's the name of the game, though. You know, there's, a big quote or a big thing that I'm studying right now. I study different words and perspectives every year. And my big word this year is stoicism. Being stoic. which meaning it's going through adversities and not having any excuses to not be able to push through, because realistically we have 24 hours in a day. Everybody has the same 24 hours in a day. So if you really look at it, if you're putting your priorities forward, you'll be able to get all those jobs done if your priorities are all in the right place.
Yeah, definitely. So how would I say this? How important is it for your children for them to see you push towards your goal? How important is that to you?
Oh man, it's everything. Because I didn't grow up in the best household growing up. I didn't have a lot of things that my peers had. I went through a lot that my peers didn't. And I realized, going through life and growing up young, that instilling the knowledge and the wealth into your kids is detrimental to the future and to the world. And I think that's your duty as a parent, is to grow your kid up in a society where things are changing so rapidly, and making them realize, really what it takes to be out here. So being a role model, being a dad is even more. I'm more of a dad than a musician. I take more pride in being a dad and a father, in my family, than even my music. So it's everything. It's the root. It's the root of why I'm here. To be, because if I didn't go through those struggles and didn't realize those things at a young age, I wouldn't take appreciation and the seriousness that I have now.
I hear you. I hear you. So, I mean, as an artist, as a parent, as someone who is pushing towards their goals, what kind of advice do you give to the people who may be saying, well, I'm too old, or I have too much on my plate, or I have kids, maybe I should focus on them? What if they're giving up their dream because they think they have to, but they really don't have to? What kind of advice do you give to those people?
I mean, what I would give them is, I'd give them not only advice, I would give them examples of evidence. I mean, we've always heard the stories of Ellen. We've heard the stories of Oprah, Jay-Z. We even heard about the story about the Colonel, the guy that they call KFC. He went on. He knocked on 1,000 doors before he got that yes at 80 years old. And now KFC is one of the biggest restaurant chains in the world. So, Steve Harvey, the same thing. He said that he didn't make his first million until he was in his late 30s. And at 30, he was, same thing. Tyler Perry, he was in his car at 27, 30 years old, with no resources. So, if you have life, have hope. There's no excuse. There's no age. We have the internet. We have this crazy thing called the internet, where we're connected to each other simultaneously, instantly. Mm-hmm. So that's what I would say is that it's never too late to do anything. I'll be doing something creatively my entire life, rather if it's music, movies, restaurant businesses, clothing design, no matter what it is. It's like this. People don't like what they're good at. People don't like what they're good at. They're good at it because they like it. That means they're good at it because they love it. People become better at things just because they love something. So that's the advice. It's never too late. It's every day is a new day, and every day, brings new knowledge and wisdom, to us.
Yeah, definitely. So that's good to instill this into not only yourself, but your children, but also into your fans. What are you going to say to your fans today? Because I know they're so excited about everything that's happening for you.
Yeah. I mean, what I have to say is, it's been a long time coming. Like you were saying, I did a lot of groundwork. I was underneath the soil for so long, putting in that hard work. And now, my fans are going to see me really do it how I kind of dreamed to do it. I've been waiting, this long for a reason, strategically playing chess to get to the position that I'm at, to really unveil all of my talents and everything that I can give to my fans. And I know they're going to love it, not only love it, but appreciate it. Because I have a lot of positive messages. I have a lot of game. I have a lot of wisdom, through my music and through the way that I talk and through the way that I move, that it's going to fulfill them. And that's all I want to do. I don't do the music for me. I do it for the people. That's the most important part.
Definitely. I want to thank you so much for being on the show. I appreciate it so much.
Absolutely, absolutely. I appreciate you too, and nice meeting you too. This is not the last time. We're gonna cook something up. We're gonna make something happen. We're gonna connect. If I gotta go to you to get on your show and your platform, and you gotta come to me, we're locked in. Love you. Bless.
I love you too. I love you too. And we love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to follow the next song career of Via the Great. We're going to have all of his information in the description box below, so it'll be easy for you guys to go and do that. But on the screen, as you see, you can go to YouTube Via the Great. You can also go to SoundCloud Via the Great, or any social media platform is Via the Great. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. Via, thank you for being on the show, and we love you. And until next time, guys, don't forget to dare to be different. Bye.